Thanks for tuning in. We are here today to help you understand how you can apply to the Waseca Area Foundation for some grant dollars. I am Amy Potter and I am the Executive Director of the Waseca Area Foundation. I've been in this role for 2 years and absolutely love serving the Waseca area in this way. Prior to that, I served on the board as a board member, and then I was fortunate enough to work alongside Karen Boom, the former Executive Director, as her project assistant.
And I'm David Oraskovich. I've been on the Waseca Area Foundation Board for the last 5 years. Last year I was able to be the vice chairperson, and this year I am currently the chairperson. I'd like to point out also that both Amy and I are former educators from the Waseca Public School District. Now, Waseca Area Foundation is a local community fund, and it serves the entire Waseca County, including the communities of Waseca, Janesville, and New Richland. We're made up of over 60 endowment funds, and the mission of our board is to be good stewards of those funds because we are dealing with our donors' dollars.
Those funds are really far-reaching in impact. Last year, we were able to grant over $350,000 to 39 different nonprofits in our area. And of that money, $90,000 of those grant dollars were specifically given to education programs. So that's a pretty impressive amount, as well as an additional $60,000 given to graduating seniors. So if you add that up, that's over $150,000 given specifically to support education in one way or another. And we don't have time to tell our whole story, but if you would like to learn more about us, please visit our website at wasecaAreaFoundation.org.
Now we'd like to share some information for our grant applicants. And we're hoping that you're going to be one of those applicants this year because we want to support the programs and the projects that you have. Supporting education is one of the biggest avenues of funding that we have at the foundation. And we're encouraged because in recent years, at least 78% of the grant applications are either partially funded or fully funded. Now, we need to talk about when should you be applying. Spring applications have to be submitted by March 31st to the Waseca Area Foundation office. When we have our fall granting round, those applications need to be submitted by September 30th. Once those applications come in by that date, our grant review committee will convene, study all of those, deem how to best support each of those things, and within a month, all applicants will be notified about the funding that was received.
Who can apply? So David talked about when, now who can apply? Generally speaking, we support nonprofits and government agencies. Today we are specifically going to talk to you as a school employee. All school employees are able to apply to the Waseca Area Foundation for grant requests. K through 12, pre-K through 12 rather, are able to apply to the Waseca Area Foundation. A couple things to note, in the spring, all levels are encouraged to apply, and in the fall, we would like to make note that mostly 7 through 12 grade applicants will be honored, as well as Janesville School District, because the E.F. Johnson Foundation supports 7 through 12, and then Janesville will support the Janesville School District. So we do have a few funds that specifically support education, which I'd like to highlight today. Our newest and most current fund that was added is the John P. Preeve Education Fund. John passed away in 2020, and upon his passing, he had the wish to support Waseca and Janesville School Districts. So with that being said, all of those funds will support Waseca and Janesville School Districts, and we encourage all of you to apply. In addition, we have the Bar Penny Youth Fund, the Herb Streitz Memorial Band Fund, the Waseca Public Schools Endowment Fund, the New Richland Community Fund, Janesville Community Fund, Waseca Community Fund, and the Paul Rosenau Family Fund. So those are a lot of the funds that truly support education, and I might have missed a few, but the rest of them you can see on our website at wasecaAreaFoundation.org. Now we would like to talk about how. We've talked about when, we've talked about who, now we'd like to talk about how do you actually apply for these grants. We try to make it as easy as possible on you, and you can go to our website at wasecaAreaFoundation.org. There's 2 ways to apply. One being download the application. You can scan that, email it to me, drop it off in our office here at the central building. The Waseca School District office is where my mailbox is located. Or the newest and probably easiest way, we're hoping, is our new online application. So I'm going to walk you through a few steps of how to do that here in a minute. But before that, I want to talk about a couple tips before you actually fill out the application that might be helpful for you to know. Obviously, you are filling out the grant, so you will need your information. But in addition to yourself, we're going to ask you for a supervisor or decision maker's information as well. That might be your principal, superintendent, department chair, director of technology, whoever that person may be, you will need their contact information. In addition, it's going to ask you for an EIN number or a tax exempt letter. Try not to worry about this because school districts, I know all of that for you guys, so you can kind of pass that piece of the application over and not worry about gathering that from your district office. So, and then thirdly, we just want to make sure you guys all know that we are encouraging you to apply. Don't be hesitant to apply. As David alluded to, 78% of the education applicants last year were granted some portion of their request. So we are here to serve you, and we are trying to be the best stewards of the donor dollars to really try to positively impact the school districts in the Waseca County.
And it's an exciting opportunity for us to be able to fund these things because this is part of our mission. The other part is if you do have questions, make sure you call Amy at our office. She can walk you right through or answer that question very quickly. We'd rather you address your question than not apply for a grant.
Absolutely. And my phone number and website can be found on our website as well.
And in closing, I just want to say, just like so many other organizations, you have missions. And we too have a mission statement for the Waseca Area Foundation. And our mission is to provide an opportunity for groups or individuals to leave a legacy through contributions that build a community fund committed to meeting the changing needs of the Waseca area. And if we can fund projects for you, we have fulfilled our mission. Thank you.
Here's our homepage, which can be found at wasecaareafoundation.org. Once you get here, there is a grants page up here in the corner. Click that. Now you're on the grants page. You can scroll down and you can see apply online today or download application. Download would allow you to get the paper copy to scan and email and or drop off in person. We're going to walk through apply online, and I'm just going to put in just some generic information to just walk through this very quickly with you. Here's where your name is, what your title is, email, phone number. Now here's where you're going to put in someone else's name besides yourself, whether it be your superintendent, principal, department chair, whoever it is that's approving this. Moving on down, after you fill in that, the EIN number is what I already know from the school district, so just type in 1234 or something. That doesn't matter. You have to put in something because it's required, but I'm not going to use this because I know all the school's information. 3 to 5 sentence summary, quick summary of what you're applying for and what the expected impact will be. You will be explaining it more in detail on the next screen. Here's where you're going to have to upload that endorsement. So once again, put that decision maker's name, supervisor's name. You're going to have to upload a document that says that they are endorsing this and approve this grant application. If it relates to technology to your school, your technology director will also have to approve it, and you're going to have a file stating his approval that you'll upload here, so we make sure that we're supporting something that the school can support long term. Here's where your detailed description is, so you're going to want to give us all the details that are asked right here. If you wanted to copy and paste that from a document that you've already created, feel free to do that, but here's your detailed description of your grant. Project budget, this is the one I want to kind of highlight. If you have upload a different kind of a sheet that shows your income and expenses, feel free to upload that, and then you don't have to fill this part in. If you don't have another document, all this is asking is for income and expenses related to your exact project. Nothing else. Only, so this income is for, if you are securing other funding for this specific grant request, fill it in, whether it's a government grant, if it's a business, a corporation. We have a couple options for you to, if it's a different source, like maybe it's your PTO of your school district and maybe they're giving you $450. Is it secured or is it pending? And then this automatically will add up all the other income that you're going to get for this request. Next section is for expenses. Once again, only include expenses that are related to this project. If there's none, just put 0 because you have to put something in these categories. So maybe all your expenses are under supplies and are nothing the rest of the way down, but you do have to put in zeros if that's the case. And then the last page simply asks for the making sure you've uploaded a copy of your 501c3 file, which once again you don't need to do as a school employee. You need to read all of these agreements, basically stating different things that you agree to. Most of you are aware of that already. Once you've agreed to those, then you hit submit. It will send you an application and it will send our office an application, and then I will confirm that I received it by sending you an email. So good luck. Thanks for applying.